Okay, confession time. Last month, I was rushing to finish some course materials. I asked ChatGPT to create an email for students. It generated something in about 10 seconds. I skimmed it, thought, yeah, that's fine, and I almost hit send. Then I actually read it. We're excited to embark on this learning journey together. This course will empower you to unlock your potential. The email was generic, corporate, inspirational garbage that sounded like it belonged on a cringy motivational poster. I had almost sent it to real students, people I actually care about. Now here's the thing. By that point, I knew how to use AI effectively. I'd built workflows. I'd made plenty of good stuff with AI assistance. But I got lazy. I was seduced by the speed and ease of content creation. And that's exactly where you are right now. You've spent weeks learning to orchestrate AI tools. You can generate content efficiently. You've built workflows that work. But as you start exploring AI further and planning more complex projects, there's a trap waiting for you. And it's called slop. First, let's be clear about what we mean. Slop isn't just AI-generated content. There's plenty of slop out there that predates the release of ChatGPT. There's also plenty of high-quality material produced with the assistance of an AI. Humans have been creating slop in the workplace for decades, at the very least. I've read plenty of soulless corporate memos written entirely by humans. And I've seen AI-augmented work that's genuinely insightful. Slop is content created without care for its audience. Here's my test. Can you answer these 3 questions about something that you've created? 1. Who specifically is this for? Not something vague, overly general like customers or students. Which customers? What do they already know? What are they struggling with right now? 2. Why does this need to exist? What gap does it fill? What problem does it solve? What question does it answer that isn't already answered elsewhere? 3. What makes this mine? What perspective, experience, or insight am I adding that only I can add? If you can't answer all 3 of these questions, you've probably inadvertently made slop. And here's why this matters right now. You're about to dive into your discipline-specific applications and start your capstone project. You've got the tools, you've got the skills, you can generate content fast. That's where the danger is. Because in your field, whether it's business, healthcare, trades, creative work, whatever, there are already professional standards. There are expectations. There's a difference between content that exists and content that a professional in my field would respect. The question isn't, can I use AI to create this anymore? You know you can. The question is, should I use AI to create this? And if I do, how can I make sure it meets the standards of my profession? Let me give you 3 strategies I use, and that professionals in every field are learning to use, which actually separate AI-assisted professional work from amateur slop. Strategy 1. The specificity check. After AI generates anything, I do a kind of find and replace test in my head. Could I swap out the main subject for something completely different and have it still make sense? Let me show you what I mean. Version 1. Good leadership requires clear communication and building trust with your team. Now watch and see how easily this statement can be transferred to something completely different. Good teaching requires clear communication and building trust with your students. Or good project management requires clear communication and building trust with your stakeholders. You see the problem here? This statement works for anything, which means it's about nothing. That's slop. Version 2. When your team misses a deadline because the client changed requirements 3 times in 2 weeks, good leadership means acknowledging their frustration before discussing how to recover. Try to swap that one out. It's not quite so easy, is it? That's much more specific, more real. Someone who's lived that situation will recognize it immediately. This matters even more in your specific discipline. If you're in healthcare and you generate patient educational materials, they should reflect actual patient concerns you've encountered, not generic health advice. If you're in the trades and you create a safety guide, it should address the specific hazards of your workplace, not boilerplate safety language. Your capstone project needs to show that you understand your field specifically. Generic doesn't really cut it. Strategy 2. The so what layer. AI is very good at telling you what something is. It's not so good at telling you why it matters. Let's say you're in healthcare and you've asked AI to explain a new medical protocol to patients. The AI gives you, this procedure involves 3 steps: preparation, implementation, and recovery. Each step is important for optimal outcomes. This is technically accurate, but it's completely useless. What you need to do is add the so what layer. Most patients worry about the recovery phase. How much pain? How long until they work again? Here's what to realistically expect in the first 48 hours, based on what I've seen with hundreds of patients. That's your knowledge, your perspective, the thing you know from actually being in this field that AI can't generate. As you research AI tools in your discipline and build your capstone, ask yourself, What do I know about my field that AI doesn't? What insights come from actually doing this work? What questions do people in my industry actually ask? Then add that layer. That's how you can transform AI drafts into something truly special. Strategy number 3, the red face test. This one's simple but brutal, and it's specifically about professional standards. Before you publish or distribute anything, and I mean anything, imagine presenting it to a respected professional in your field. Maybe your supervisor, a seasoned colleague, someone whose opinion matters in your industry. Would you feel proud? Or would your face turn red with embarrassment? If you'd feel even slightly embarrassed claiming some generic output as your work, don't use it. Think about your capstone project specifically. You're going to present this as an example of your professional capabilities. Someone in your field might look at it. Maybe a future employer. Maybe a colleague. Would they respect it? Would they see you as someone who understands the profession? Or would they see someone who lets AI do all the thinking? The red face test is your quality control for professional credibility. Here's where you are. You've learned the mechanics of AI orchestration. You've built workflows. You can generate content efficiently. Now you're moving into the professional application phase. You're exploring how AI is actually used in your field. This is where the training wheels come off. To be perfectly honest, the internet doesn't need more content. Your profession doesn't need more generic templates and boilerplate text. What it needs is professionals who can leverage AI while maintaining the standards, insights, and judgment that make work actually valuable. So, before you finalize anything for your capstone project, before you submit any discipline-specific work, before you present any AI-assisted content as representative of your professional capabilities, run it through all 3 checks. The specificity check, asking yourself, is this about something real and specific to my field? The so what layer, asking yourself, have I added professional insight that AI can't generate? And the red face test. Would I be proud to show this to a respected professional in my industry? If it passes all 3, then you can feel confident that you're creating professional-grade work. If it fails even 1, well, you've probably got more work to do.